Hey everybody, Shay here. We're going to be doing a reaction to the new trailer that dropped for a character called Acheron in Honkai Star Rail. I am further along on Honkai Impact 3rd. I'm trying to get to the point where like the actual deviation happens. That is sort of the handoff to Honkai Star Rail. Before then, I grind through Honkai Star Rail, so I'm only slightly into Honkai Star Rail because I wanted to try playing the game. I really enjoy it. I like the conceptual parts of it, the fact that it kind of taps into literary stuff and then brings that to the forefront. And if you played it, you knew what I was talking about. In any case, there's this new character that dropped, Acheron, who has she's very similar to, of course, May, or the Lightning Queen, or of course the Hersher of Thunder inside the Honkai Impact 3rd lore. There's also A inside Genshin. I haven't gotten to A yet. In any case, I love the idea of these conceptual echoes across all the properties. I do believe they're all woven together in some multiversal way. Even though the characters are not the same, they are fundamentally based on these echoes, which I'm hearing people in the comments called XPs. I don't know what XP stands for, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of correlated to what I call conceptual echoes. All right, let's do this.
Do you still remember why Izumo forged these blades?
Izumo.
Because in times past, when the Yao Yorozu no Kami descended here, they wrought death and disaster on this world and its people. To save the world.
And this reminds me of a post-Honkai Odyssey.
Splintered 70,033 blades and forged them into the 12.
That would be important. 70,033. There's a lot of biblical numerology going on there. With the 7, the 3s, the 33s, maybe.
12 sentinels. The first was truth, forged by the Sovereign of Revelation.
That animation is also reminiscent to Aegis. I don't remember all the terms. It's an ultimate you call, where like a shield comes down. You know what I'm talking about if you played Honkai Impact 3rd. In any case,
it could teach mortals the way of the law and create miracles from the deconstruction of all things.
Oh?
The second was Sky, forged by the eternal Zenith.
Kiana, visuals right here. The Hersher of the Void, Kiana, or Siren. It's complicated. Honkai Impact 3rd is complicated. Anyways, it opens up these teleportation gates kind of thing. These
it could
black
form
hole.
a barrier from the firmament and prevent the innumerable gods of misery from passing.
I don't know. Ooh.
The third was Howl, able to summon lightning to rend the heavens and meteors to rain down divine punishment. The fourth was Mist, able to break earth and tear cloud with biting wind and rain.
Venti. Depends on the lore.
The fifth was
world.
Frost.
Anna, I just got through the whole storyline there. Kind of sad.
Freezing the land.
Oh, so
in an instant.
Oh, we got a Sakura tree.
The sixth was Fate, the restless cycle of life and death.
Oh, my favorite character, Sele, maybe, and her counterpart. I mean, I like I did this little switcheroo thing about Valere. Is that right? My favorite characters probably in Honkai Impact 3rd. To play, I love them. I love them.
Then there was Flare.
Maybe? I don't know. That's right. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna...
Form, bind, maw.
That's too much for me to work through.
With those sentinels, we seized on tomorrow's expectation, winning victory after victory, until...
all of them were broken. The price of every victory was a world in its entirety.
That's Kevin. That's Kevin. I just got through the Elysium realm part of the game.
And in the end,
Kevin
that
Caslana.
entirety was lost. Oof. And so Izumo splintered 12 sentinels and forged them into 2 bearers.
Forged them into 2 bears. So 2 bears came out of the 12 swords, which are, I guess, the conceptual echo to the keys, divine keys, possibly in Honkai Impact 3rd. I don't know how that really works its way into Genshin. I know there are the 7, unless there's 5 that come after the 7. Something like it happens with 5. The terms inside Genshin are very like Barbados, Paimon. They're demon names. They're demon names. And Acheron itself is one of the 4 rivers that runs through Hades. It's one of the it's a river of woe, and the river itself can bring back lost ones. So there's that kind of thing going on. So again, there's like an interweaving thing going on here.
The first was origin.
Oh,
the second
is going
was end.
The beginning and the end. So Alpha and the Omega, another biblical reference. I don't know. And of course, Origin and oh geez, I haven't gotten to that part in the game, but I know that Hersher of the Void, and there's like a finality. I think it's like another skin. Is that right? Something like that.
The world forged
Beginning of the end.
70,000
May and Kiana.
and 47 blades, and only one could save Izumo. But you and I both know the road.
And for those who haven't played Honkai Impact 3, I just got through the... I'm in the part right now where Mei is basically... Like, she sacrificed her freedom to some degree to become this version where, like, the horns are part of that identity, the Hersher of Thunder identity, and, I mean, it's obviously carrying over to here. So something's attached there to that, maybe that narrative, where she's giving up everything to try to save Kiana. And maybe this is like an alternative that happens because she didn't. Maybe, I don't know. That might be
Salvation does not exist.
the variant.
There is no trace of tomorrow. Resisting the Kamigami, humanity will eventually become Oni.
These are equivalent to the zombies.
We pawn everything, all for the destruction of two worlds.
Destruction of two worlds. Unless I missed something. I mean, that feels important to me. That might be, it's either talking about the Honkai Impact third world, or it could be talking about, well, it could be talking about this world in particular. I was going to say Gun Girl Z or something.
In times past, Takamagahara, upon which the Kami descended,
Damn, that's
was
mountain.
surely as beautiful as Izumo. So, do you still remember why Izumo forged these blades?
Because of a lie.
No.
An end that never existed.
Oh, these are important lines, man.
We long since strode into their shadow. Each step forward one that
Black
we can
hole?
never...
That's a Kiana symbol. No? Never Hersher of the Void?
Until the last blade is forged into...
Damn. I mean, I didn't get to that part in Genshin yet, but I mean, it doesn't, the A in there, like, she literally pulls a sword out of her chest or something and materializes. That almost felt like a mapping to what I just watched right there. Nothing? To nothing? Nothingness? Okay. I have a theory. As someone who hasn't cleared any of the games yet, or played too deep into many of the games, but I have a theory. Let's see where am I right now? I'm at the end. Let's see what gets said here, because it could be important. Oh, okay, it's all the swords piercing all the well, no, one's piercing. It looks like it's piercing a dragon head or something like that. Serpent head. Anyways, I'm thinking the blonde hair. Let me just get through this.
This world was fleeting.
This world is fleeting.
And yet
what? Oh, we're gonna hang there. And yet there's maybe hope. There's possibilities. I feel like maybe she might be both. I mean, that might be a hot take from someone who hasn't caught up to all the games. But like, what if?
until the last forged into...
She calls this,
Not.
and then she transforms into a Kiana. So it's like both of them are at harmony as one identity. Is that crazy? Is that a hot take? Has anyone brought that up yet out there? I'm sorry, because I don't follow this because I don't want to be spoiled in the games themselves. But it's Mei. I had to watch a character for Mei inside Honkai Star Rail because it's going to encourage me to like get through Honkai Impact 3 faster so I can catch up. But it's I don't know. That looks like it's possibly a Kiana. Or I mean, if not the Kiana, you know, I don't want to spoil things in Honkai Impact 3 because I just got to the part that talked about the Kiana, not Kiana, you know, or the real Kiana. The point is, could it be that there's like the beginning, the end, the alpha and the omega? It is now in Unity, instead of it being like the origin of, oh god, the Hersher of origin and the Hersher of finality. Maybe it's that they've both somehow become one, or like maybe the echo from the other world where she couldn't save Kiana, maybe, but she saved the soul. I mean, it's Acheron. Her name is Acheron. It's like a river of souls, man. So maybe like she can summon the spirit of Kiana into her as Acheron, and she's two identities. I don't know. Why do the blonde hair here, and why have a Kevin Kaslana talking through the trailer? So the Kaslana bloodline, I feel like is important to this. What's going on here? It's either a black sun or it's a black hole. I'm gonna say it's a black hole.
I knew this world was fleeting.
Oh, yeah. This world was fleeting is like she's almost aware that, because one of the ideas and the storyline echoes is that there is an end. There's going to be an end. There's like an expected end, a cataclysm that comes with the 12th Ursher. Things are going to crash. And like the 12 forges, 12 forged swords could have leading to the end. It feels like the narrative is still going in that direction. There was still an apocalypse. That it really does feel like post Honkai Odyssey. Oh my God, Odyssey and Acheron River in the Odyssey, the Greek Odyssey, the epic. I mean, it's just too many connections. And Star Rail is it seems to tap into a lot more of literary sources. And again, I'm only like when I just got to the city and I went through a bunch of trash cans. That's where I am in Honkai Star Rail. And I love the story, the fact that it hooks into authors and stuff, right? Like Kafka, and it's just authors. It's very author based on the concept plane, which is like, it's like the imaginary plane, which is from Honkai Impact 3rd, but I don't know what that is yet. I know they talk about entities, aeons in Honkai Star Rail, and I feel like that's going to open up potentially the idea of the imaginary plane, and that's why they're maybe hooking into a lot of literary sources, because that's where writers pull their ideas from. Universal consciousness, in my opinion, I believe that very strongly for decades now. I believe there's like something like writers and artists tap into, and that's why a lot of ideas come out kind of feeling the same or coming from a source, but then you look across cultures across the world and you see a lot of repetition happening. You're like, how did that happen though? They would not have communicated. So anyways, things like the flood, etc. Right? Anyways, so I'm derailing. That was fun. That was very entertaining. Let me go through it real quick.
Do you still remember why Izumo forged these blades?
Izumo, not Inazuma. I haven't played Genshin to this point yet, but there's like a region, one of the 7 regions. I was like, it is like a reference. Like, okay, it's not. Jeez, I was hearing it wrong. But I mean,
because in times past, when the Yao Yorozu no Kami descended here, they wrought death and disaster on this world and its people.
I'm gonna assume that means Honkai. The Honkai, whatever the equivalents are, because I know they're not. It's complicated.
To save the world, Izumo splintered 70,030.
You know what? Also, this reminds me of that sword graveyard or whatever in Genshin that I ran past. I was like, that visual really, because it has like visual. It reminds me of the visuals with that Aegis shield that falls, and there's like a fight or something that takes place on a bunch of swords that are sticking out of the ground, and that immediately, like when I got to that place in Genshin, I was like, that's crazy. That feels like a direct like reference to that. And then this one sort of gives me that vibe as well.
Blades and forged them into the 12 Sentinels. The first was truth, forged by the Sovereign of Revelation. It could teach mortals the way of the law and create miracles from the deconstruction of all things. The second was Sky, forged by the eternal
That could be the first Ursher. Am I spoiling too many things?
Zenith.
No,
It could
no.
form a barrier.
He's
from
in Star Rail.
torment and prevent
Literally.
the
Bell will.
gods of misery from passing through. And death.
I want to see that one again.
The sixth was fate.
I've got a little bit more of a nature vibe to it. That's not really a Seele thing.
The restless
This one feels
cycle of life and death.
That's the Seele thing.
Then there was flare, thought, root, form, bind, maw. With those sentient
Maw, that's like the Hellmoth, like that. It's another the Hellmoth. The Hellmoth. A lot of paintings.
signals we seized on tomorrow's expectation,
The end.
winning victory after
Judgment
victory.
Day.
The price of every victory was a world in its entirety. And in the end,
That would imply 12 worlds got destroyed with that line, unless I'm reading too much into that. They're being explicit
the
about
world
it.
forged 70,047
who is the end?
blades, and only one could save you. Forged 70,047 blades,
Why 70,047?
and only one could save Izumo. You and I both know.
That was close up on the symbol.
But you and
It's like a union symbol. You know what I'm saying? To become one.
I both know.
I don't know.
Destruction of two worlds.
Destruction of two worlds, though.
In times past,
Unless by worlds they mean universes. Like worlds on the imaginary tree? Like leaves? Worlds?
Surely as beautiful as Izumo.
Oh, those are the two swords. Got shattered there.
So,
By destroying this sword, the end sword, the origin sword.
you still remember why Izumo forged these blades?
But
Because of a lie. An end that never existed.
an end that never existed implies what? An end that never existed. An end that never existed. Imaginary tree concept? That the reality isn't what you think it is? An end that didn't exist. That's a hard one because it implies nothingness. Like that nothingness is the constant state. Yeah, that's a hard one because it implies that nothing existed in the first place.
We long since strode into their shadow.
Their shadow. Who's there? The these thingamajigs? The Honkai things? That aren't Honkai, they're called the other thing?
Each step forward one that we can never walk back.
Oh, she
Until the last
reconstitutes the
blade
sword.
is forged into.
Not. Is the last blade like? Is that a reference to the last blade being not the? It's like the 13th blade. Not. Those two things together become not, become nothingness, which goes back to the concept of like an ending that didn't exist.
Not.
Nothingness. I don't know, folks. I'm just speculating as someone who hasn't played everything, and that's just curious to me. That's all.
I knew this world was fleeting.
Into the black hole.
And yet.
There's hope and we go on. It was good. Cool. Not much else to say here. It just makes me want to play the games faster. And eventually I will. I hope those of you who know more than me can take something away from this, if anything at all. Yeah, have fun theory crafting out there. Peace, everybody.